Let me tell you what a woman's choice is. To be a mother. That is the greatest choice a woman can ever make. You can choose to turn away from the evil that has convinced you. And yes, it is Satan that whispers in your ear. I'll say it over and over again. If you accidentally get pregnant, let me tell you something. That abortion that you're considering having, it's not going to solve your problems. It's not going to make that boyfriend of yours or that guy love you. That abortion won't do that.
Okay, so that's a sort of muddled argument that there is only one choice that, as she says, a woman can make, and that is to give birth. If you consider abortion, it's because Satan himself is whispering in your ear. And let's keep it real, the only reason you're considering doing that is because you think that if you have an abortion, your boyfriend or whatever will love you more. So that's a little bit muddled, Jessica. I've said often that it's sort of ridiculous, sort of laughable that for more than 50 years they've been trying to win people over to their position and they haven't succeeded. There's a few attempts in that video right there. Do you think that Marjorie Greene is onto something? Do you think that the majority are going to turn against reproductive rights now?
No. I think we need to just have Marjorie Taylor Greene in a room and be like, is Satan in the room with us right now? What is he saying? Because this is ridiculous. I mean, the separation of church and state exists for a reason. The Republican Party claims to be very for interpreting, the original interpretation of the Constitution and loving all of the amendments. But they're clinging to having our laws be dependent on what's written in the Bible and what Christianity says. It's ridiculous. I don't think many people will be convinced by this. And if they actually really cared about what the Bible said and they wanted to interpret the really Christian fundamentalist version, why aren't they talking about premarital if they don't want people to have abortions? They know that they can't have conversations about these things that are super unpopular. And so they're talking about this instead, and it's ridiculous. I don't think anyone's going to be convinced. I don't think anyone's listening for Satan's whisper, quite frankly.
Yeah, and of course, look, we could reiterate all this stuff about how they don't want you to do things that would stop you from getting pregnant in the first place. They want you to be at risk of becoming pregnant and then be forced into giving birth. And they don't mean any of this either. They'll say the things like there's literally nothing better that, in their words, a woman can do than to give birth. That's the thing you should be doing. Then look, if you actually believe that, and I don't, I think that's really weird, really misogynistic. But if you actually believe that, then what are you doing in Congress, Marjorie Greene? Go get pregnant. Oh, and you'll say you have some kids. Have more, you're rich. You can afford way more kids than you have right now. Lauren Boebert's even younger. She's got a few kids. She's also wealthy. Go get pregnant again. If you really believe that the only value that a person capable of getting pregnant can bring is to constantly be bringing people into the world, it's the best thing, and each one of those kids is its own unique miracle, then why are you blocking so many of those miracles from entering the world? Is it that you believe that, no, actually, there are a lot of different ways that someone can live their best life, and they're under no obligation to bring anyone into the world that they don't feel capable or desiring to care for? Is that what you believe? Because you're onto something, you're right, and I support that position. I support your ability to serve in government or business or to go write a book or to go eat, pray, love abroad or whatever it is that you want to do with your life. You should have the choice in that. You clearly actually believe that. You clearly believe that for people who might be capable of becoming pregnant, sometimes they'd prefer to just work on their career. So why don't you allow everyone else the same rights that you're exercising in real time?
Oh, but John, it's not about that. It's about having working class people have babies. Of course, people who are wealthy, they can make that choice very deliberately, but they're worried about having a shortage of essential workers and having cheap labor to exploit. Marjorie Taylor Greene has a lot of money invested in corporations, and the value of their stock returns depends on those corporations having cheap labor to exploit. It's always been about having a large working class, having a lot of labor to exploit to them. And so they want a lot of working class people to be having babies, so they have someone to clean their house and wait on them when they go out to eat in restaurants. To me, I think it's very clear that it's about class, that wealthy women will always have a choice. And it's gonna be working class women and people of color who don't.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.